Yo, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another reaction video. We got the most shocking picks in the 2024 NFL Draft. The first round. Let's check this out. For me, I'm not even gonna lie, bro. I don't know what the hell the Falcons are thinking, bro. I really don't. Like, why pay Kirk Cousins 4 years, $180 million if you're just gonna draft Michael Penix in the first round? Bro is about to turn 24 years old, what, in May? And this dude, like, bro, he's not going to be able to start until he's 28 years old. Like, come on, bro. That shit is crazy.
That is until the biggest surprise, as we're going to break down the most shocking picks of the 2024 NFL Draft, starting with the first round. And it would be difficult to find a bigger surprise in the first round.
This shit was
the Falcons
crazy.
Taking Michael Penix Jr. at number 8 overall. I was absolutely blown
Same,
away.
bro. I thought they were going Dallas Turner.
Life could have ever prepared me for this moment. This was an unbelievable.
And then there was a clip of the general manager trying to explain to the owner why the hell did they drafted Michael Penix, bro. That shit had me dying.
And beyond however you feel about Michael Penix Jr.
And the crazy thing about it,
he's got a great arm.
Kirk Cousins and his agent didn't even know about it.
Talent needs to be a little bit more accurate, and we'll see how he reacts to pressure. But this you cannot rationalize. This made absolutely no sense for Atlanta. I don't care if Michael Penix Jr. becomes good. Obviously, you can feel a little bit better about the pick, but you are paying Kirk Cousins a massive amount of money. It's a 4-year contract with $100 million fully guaranteed. His cap hit is $25 million this year, $40 million in 2025. 57.5 million in 2026.
They're in a deep hole right now.
$57.5 million in
oh my gosh.
You have an out after 2026, 3 years from now, where you still take on $12.5 million in dead cap, and it's $25 million in dead cap if you're cutting or trading him in 2026. So you have a massive financial commitment to Kirk Cousins. You went out and you paid him to take an old quarterback, as far as draft standards, a 24-year-old quarterback at number 8 when you've already made a win-now decision by paying a veteran QB. I listened to what Terry Fontenot said, the GM of the Falcons. He said, hey, you know, if you believe in a quarterback, you got to go get your guy.
Yeah.
No, you don't, actually, because you already have your guy. You paid Kirk Cousins. I don't get it. Like, he went on to say that, oh, you know what? If he never sees the field until year 4 or 5, it'll be great because Kirk Cousins was so good effectively. It's like, but that isn't great. You spent a top 10 pick on a guy.
For real.
You want to not play him for 4 to 5 years?
That would be the most idiotic thing I've ever heard of, bro.
For Atlanta. And it just felt absurd. It's like if you're the Chargers, you're not taking a QB at number 5 because you believe in a quarterback, right? It just, like, you have Justin Herbert. I'm not saying Kirk Cousins is Justin Herbert. I know Kirk is coming off an injury, but you are paying him such a ridiculous amount of money
for no reason, bro. Like, hey, Kirk Cousins is good, but $180 million, bro. 100 of it fully guaranteed. I don't understand. If you knew you were gonna draft a quarterback first round, why not just pay Kirk Cousins for 1 year, bro? 1 year deal. Like Bingo said, he's coming off of an injury, my nigga. Like, you don't know if he's gonna be able to be the same Kirk Cousins again, or is he gonna struggle? Like, come on now.
In this year, this is a very different scenario than to when the Packers took Jordan Love. I was on board with that. That made sense. I was at the back end of the first round. Aaron Rodgers was up in the air. Not a lot of guaranteed money there at the time. This is a completely different scenario. This is
a top 10 pick right here, bro.
In a different way, though. Brock Bowers.
Now, this was a steal. I thought the Jets were gonna draft him.
Grabbed the tight end, and of course, doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, right? Because they already have a tight end. Michael Mayer.
He might play in the slot.
But here's the difference. Remember the Bills grabbed
Dalton Kincaid.
Yeah.
This is the same scenario.
About on the same level as Michael Mayer, maybe a little bit more potential. Mayer is a second-round pick last year. He's your inline tight end. He's going to play basically as an extension of the offensive line. He's your classic, typical what you think of when you think of a tight end. Bowers doesn't have to be that. Yes, he can play in line maybe when you're in 12 personnel, but I think typically he's going to be in that more H-back role, playing off the ball or in the slot. And when you look at what the Raiders could roll out there personnel-wise, 3 wide receiver sets, including the tight end, you can have Devontae Adams as the X, Jacoby Myers as a Z, Brock Bowers in the slot with Michael Mayer playing in line tight end. This is a good pick. And the reason I would say so is because he was best player available. Drafted him at number 13 overall. He was very clearly a top 10 player in the draft. Yes, oh my goodness, we have a tight end. Why would we take Michael Mayer? But think of it like this. It's like if your team...
Like, bro, Michael Mayer is no Brock Bowers, bro. Do not complain at all, bro. He is far from Brock Bowers. Let's keep it a buck, bro. Let's keep it a buck.
Jacksonville.
Michael Mayer is good, but he's no Brock Bowers.
Or any of these teams that took a receiver, it's like, why would we take a receiver? We already have a receiver. But in these modern NFL offenses, it's not just as simple as this guy plays wide receiver or this guy plays tight end. You can get him on the field and create mismatches. Your offense is going to be more successful as a result. How many tight ends are in design screens a lot of the time, like Brock Bowers was at Georgia? He's a special type of tight end. It's very different than your typical, what you think of when you think of a tight end, and those guys can be limited into what they can actually do. But Brock Bowers, in terms of being an overall receiver, not limited whatsoever. And he can block a little bit. I really like him to Las Vegas. But my jaw about hit the floor.
This shit right here, bro. I was not expecting. Nobody saw Ricky Pearsall go in the first round. Ricky Pearsall is a great receiver. Nobody at all saw Ricky Pearsall sneaking into the first round, let alone get drafted by the Niners at 31. This means either Ayuk or Debo is getting traded. That's exactly what that means, because there's no reason they draft a receiver first round if one of those guys are not getting traded. Night 2 tonight is going to be insane. I can already see it. It's going to be absolutely outrageous, bro. It's going to be pure chaos tonight.
Number 31 overall. And it's not because I don't like Ricky Pearsall. He took a big step up in 2023. He was a really awesome player. And I wasn't a huge fan of his after 2022, watching Anthony Richardson. I'm like, Pearsall's fine, whatever. 2023, he really amped his game up to another level. He's a really good athlete.
Best hands in the draft class.
He's got some good route running nuance as well. He's a really, really good player. I think he was borderline top 50 in the draft. 49ers take him at 31. Why is it so shocking? Well, not just because it's Ricky Pearsall, when guys we expected to go ahead of him, like maybe
Adonai Mitchell,
or Adonai Mitchell, Lad McConkey especially. 49ers took
Keon
Ricky
Coleman.
Pearsall. But why is this so shocking beyond just the name? We thought about other players were going ahead of him. Well, this seems like it's spelling the beginning of the end for either Deebo Samuel or Brandon Ayuk in San Francisco. Do we see a trade today as you're watching?
Hey, bring Deebo to Baltimore. You feel me? Hey, I would not be mad at that. I would not be mad at that.
Ricky Pearsall might send one of those receivers away, because it seems like the 49ers are far apart on trade or on contract extension talks with Brandon Ayuk, maybe facilitating a potential trade. However, rumors also suggest that Deebo Samuel will be the one that gets traded instead of Brandon Ayuk, which creates a really interesting wrinkle. Going into the draft,
that would be smarter.
Really approach the first round
honestly,
one of two ways: either taking a corner or taking an offensive lineman. They opt to go with neither and take Ricky Pearsall. It was a shocking moment, and I think it says more about how they feel about Brandon Ayuk or Deebo Samuel going forward than anything else about the offensive line or cornerback class. Still some really good players on the board, but man, did not expect Ricky Pearsall to be
that shit is crazy.
Sure. And shocking is an interesting one for this one.
Terrion Arnold
reach for me.
Hey,
the Lions
roll Tide.
He
was my CB1.
And once
hey, and shout out to Baltimore. This nigga Nate Wiggins filled us at 30, gang, bro. That shit had me, bro. Hey, Strap City, bro. That's bro. That's my nickname for our defense now, bro. Strap City on me, bro. We got Nate Wiggins, Marlon Humphrey could play in the slot. Brandon Stevens on the outside, even Kyle Hamilton can play in the slot sometimes, and overhang with Marcus Williams as well, bro. It's over with. You're not getting past us, bro. You're not, bro. That shit is on clamps all day, bro. This shit is crazy.
I predicted it on Twitter and in the live stream. I'm like, this is Terry and Arnold. Like, there's almost no question. You're jumping the Packers. Why would you do that? You're doing it for a corner and a division rival. It was going to be clear that
I thought the Packers was going to take Cooper DeJean at, like, bro. After they traded up, I was like, yeah, they're going. I thought they were going for Kool-Aid at first, though. I thought they were going for Kool-Aid.
So we expected to be in the.
But I was definitely surprised that Kool-Aid McKinstry dropped out of the first round.
D-line, best player available, but probably leaning in the direction of something on the defensive side of the ball rather than an offensive lineman or even a wide receiver. But Terry and Arnold slips into striking range for the Lions. Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell, never afraid to go up and make something happen. I love the aggressive approach of Brad Holmes in the draft. They get their guy. They have a role in mind for these players. And if you go back to look at my draft analysis from a year ago about the Lions, I was in favor of what they did when they drafted Jahmyr Gibbs. Because, yes, the positional value of a running back, especially Gibbs there at 12, was not great. But I was such a big fan of the player in Jahmyr Gibbs.
Same.
I'm like, hey,
Roll Tide.
Guy. Like, yes, it does matter to an extent where you draft these guys, but it also matters who you got and how good they're going to be for you.
Yeah.
And I knew Jahmyr Gibbs was going to come in and compete to be a really impactful player. I would say starter, but David Montgomery was there. It's kind of like different roles. Gibbs, I always thought was going to be more of the third down back compared to the short yardage power of David Montgomery. But Jack Campbell, I knew you were getting a starter. I was over the moon about Brian Branch to the Lions at 45 or somewhere around that last year. And this is what the Lions are going to be doing under Brad Holmes. They're getting great players regardless of
the Lions, they're getting dangerous, man.
Arnold falls to 24.
Thought they were dangerous last year. This year they finna go crazy.
Starter. I mean, if you can come
so they definitely needed
that's obviously the goal, but
a true
Lions are taking
number one corner
level where every meaningful pick that they take ends up being a starter. Really love what the Lions are doing.
But they got Carlton Davis. I just found that shit out like last night.
Selection of Jordan Morgan.
This is gonna be David Bakhtiari's replacement right here.
And why was this so surprising? Well, it's not super surprising that Jordan Morgan gets into the first round. We thought he'd be a fringe first round player. Maybe he's in, maybe he's not. Thought maybe it was like Matthew Bergeron from a year ago, the Syracuse tackle that was drafted as a guard to the Falcons. Well, I thought maybe similar thing going on with Jordan Morgan. He slips into the second. Somebody drafts him to play guard. But going to the Packers is interesting because GM of the Packers, Brian Gutekunst, almost never takes offensive line in the first round. I don't even know if he's ever taken an offensive lineman in the first round, but things have changed clearly. As Jordan Morgan ends up being the pick at 25, I was convinced this was going to be Cooper DeJean, who doesn't end up going in the first round.
Me too.
Jordan Morgan breaks the 0 offensive lineman in round 1 for the Packers there under Goody. Jordan Morgan, is he going to play tackle? Is he going to play guard? Well, I don't know. It feels like an interesting fit.
Because I think he's definitely going to stick at tackle because of the fact that David Bakhtiari is injury prone these last few seasons. And his status is always up in the air of is he going to play and is he not going to play and shit like that. I really just think that they might move on from him, and that this is definitely the replacement, man.
Green Bay, you lose John Runyon Jr. Maybe Jordan Morgan is your replacement, or maybe you try Jordan Morgan at tackle, and Rasheed Walker's kind of like your swing tackle, 6th offensive lineman on the team. Maybe, depending on if there's an injury on the interior, Morgan would slide from tackle to guard, and Walker would come in to start at tackle. I guess that would be a possibility. The Packers really have a lot of different ways they can play this. I think Jordan Morgan is probably going to end up moving to the inside, but he's athletic enough to stay at tackle. Are the arms long enough? Can he fix his oversetting problem against speed? Is he going to be able to handle power at the next level? He's not a perfect
with great coaching. He can definitely get better in those fucking those categories and shit like that. But I feel like this is definitely a steal for them though, 100%. Because Jordan Morgan's very good, bro. Yeah,
talented. He's very athletic, and is going to a very interesting spot here in Green Bay that has really developed offensive linemen at a pretty high level over the past decade. So if anyone's going to get the most out of him, I think Green Bay is in a good position to do that. I was shocked by it. Not saying it's a bad pick, just Not one I was expecting here at the start of the 2024 NFL Draft. I will be live for round 2 here on this channel. Make sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed already. More videos coming out later today.
Hey man, hey. I wonder what you guys think. Who's the most shocking pick of the draft from round 1, bro? For me, it's definitely Michael Penix. I'm still not over that. Like, what the hell are they thinking? I don't know, bro. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Turn on post notifications, get notified whenever I drop another banger video. And without further ado, I'm out. Gang!